Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Vibrantly Healthy Mom Show today. I am so glad to have you here with me today. And what we're going to be talking about in this episode is how you can set yourself up for success when creating new habits so that you can reach your goals. And that's pretty important. If we're wanting to reach new goals, we need to set ourselves up for success. But before we dive into today's subject, I'm Laura Bostrom, and I am your host of this show. And I would love, more than anything, to have you let me know that you're here, whether you're watching the recording or you're here live. If you would just comment below and say hello, tell me where you're tuning in from, or give me a thumbs up or a heart, something to let me know that you have stopped by. So, we're going to dive right into our topic today. Last week, we talked about habits a little bit, and we talked about developing the habit of getting good sleep. But today, I want to just back up a little bit and talk with you about how you can really set yourself up so that you can succeed when you are creating new habits, new healthy habits, or maybe new lifestyle habits that are going to be good for you, are going to be good for your family. But you want to be able to reach those goals. And here's the thing, anything that's worth accomplishing takes some sort of planning, and it really doesn't matter what it is. Maybe it's making a lasagna for your family or some meal, and what's the first thing you have to do? You have to look at the recipe and figure out what ingredients that you are going to need to make whatever meal it is that you're going to make. And then you need to make sure that you have the ingredients in your home. And if you don't, you got to go to the grocery store and you need to get them. And you need to prepare your work area and make sure that you have the right utensils and dishes and all of that different stuff. And then it's a matter of following the recipe and putting it all together in the right order so that it comes out. Because think about what would happen if you didn't do any of that stuff. And you thought, okay, we're going to have lasagna for dinner tonight. And we're going to just go with whatever we have in the house. And maybe all you have are the noodles, but you don't have anything else. And so you throw on the table what you have. You've got these uncooked noodles and maybe a few other things that you might throw in that don't really go in lasagna. Do you think anybody's going to like the meal that you put together? No, it's not going to be a success. It is not going to turn out like lasagna. So it takes planning. And like I said, I don't care what kind of thing that you're talking about doing, it's going to take some planning. Putting your makeup on the morning, there's a certain way to do it, to prepare, to have it go on in a certain order in order for it to look right when you get done. So it can be building a house, it can be cooking, it can be doing a craft, whatever it is. You have to do a little bit of planning in order for it to turn out successfully in the way that you want it to. And it's no different when it comes to our creating new habits and reaching goals in our life. But what does that look like? What does it look like when we're talking about that sort of thing? Well, first of all, there's 4 simple steps that you can take to help assure that you're going to have that success. And the first thing you have to do is really believe that there's hope. That there's hope that you can accomplish reaching that goal and develop that new habit that you would like to. You have to believe that. Because otherwise, if you don't believe here in your mind first that you can actually reach that goal, then chances are you are not going to. So, a perfect example of this in my own life is back when our boys, we have 6 boys. Yes, I said that. You heard that right. We have 6 boys. They are all grown now. But when they were little, after our second son was born, I started developing some health issues. And I just did not feel well. I could not keep up with the high energy that our boys had. I just couldn't. And so I could have had the attitude that, well, I am just a victim to this. This is just my life now. And even though I always dreamed of being a mom, and that was something that I always wanted to do ever since I was a little girl, even though that was in my heart, wanting to do that, if I would have just chosen to become a victim to that and not done something to push myself in order to change and to believe that I actually could, then I would have been stuck there. And chances are I wouldn't have gone to have the 4 more, boys that I do have. So we have to, first of all, believe that there is hope and not have the victim mindset. Because when we get stuck in that victim mindset, we literally can get stuck so that we don't even move on and try. So and I encourage you, number one, to really work on your mindset in believing that there is hope for you. The second thing is to know what you value, to know what's important to you. And so back then with my children, I knew how much I valued having children. I knew how much I valued being a mom and how much I wanted to be able to enjoy what I had looked forward to for so long. So for me, it was not an option to just stay stuck in that place. So knowing what your values are is going to be super helpful to give you that drive, that motivation, that determination to actually accomplish and do what you have to do in order to make the changes that are necessary, in order to develop new habits, in order to reach the goals that you're after. So I encourage you to really stop and think, what do you value? What are the top most important values in your life, so that you know why it is that you want to make some changes in the first place. So again, number one, you have to believe there's hope. Don't become a victim to, that victim mindset of this is just where you are stuck. And number two is to know what it is that you value. And then the third thing is you need to set your goals wisely. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, you need to set your goals in such a way where they're realistic, that they are something that you really truly can meet. You need to be wise about if it fits in your life at this point in your life. I mean, if you're trying to, let's say, for example, like back when I had 6 young children and I set out to run a marathon in a year, I know that would not have been a realistic goal for me because I didn't have time to do the training that was necessary for that. So make sure that when you are setting your goals, that you're choosing them very wisely, that you're setting them in a wise way. And then the fourth thing would be make sure that you're creating a support system for yourself so that you have things in your life, whether it's your physical setup around you, whether it's the people that are in your life, you need to have things in place that are going to be things that will support you in what your efforts are. You don't want to be having things that you're fighting against. Think about like those people that you have in your life. Let's say you have decided that you want to eat in a healthier way, yet you meet up with your girlfriends all the time and they like to go to McDonald's or Burger King or some fast food restaurant where they're eating, deep fried foods all the time. Nothing against McDonald's or Burger King, but it's not the healthiest of foods. So, hello, Susan. It is so nice to have you here today. So I love having y'all comment. Let me know that you're here. It's so nice to know that when you're watching. So back to what I was saying about surrounding yourself with a support system that's going to be such that you can be a success at what you're trying to do is super important. Because if you're meeting up with your friends and let's say you actually like some of those fast food type of unhealthy things and you meet up with them, it's going to be hard for you to stick with your goals and your of setting new habits of eating healthier food. So you need to set yourself up for success in your support system. So create some support system that is going to work for you to help you to achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. So what you can do today for helping you to get to the point where you are getting in that place where you're setting yourself up for success when you're creating new habits so that you can reach your new goals is do the 4 things. And let's go through those again. Number 1 is to believe that there is hope for you. Don't have the victim mindset. Don't think that you have to stay stuck where you are. And number 2, know what you value. Know what's important to you in your life. Know why it is that you want to make the changes. Because if you know what's important, then chances are those habits that you're wanting to develop, they're going to be connected. So if you want to live a good, long life where you're able to enjoy your children and one day your grandchildren, then the fact that you maybe want to eat healthier, there's a connection there, because if you're putting in good things so that you're healthier, you're going to most likely be in a position where you're going to be able to live a long, healthy life, to enjoy those things that are important to you. So know what you value, and then set your goals wisely, and then create a support system that is going to help you achieve your goals. So that is it for today. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I would love more than anything to have y'all share with me what it is that you are seeking to change in your life, what habits you're looking to develop. And that way I can cheer you on in whatever it is you're doing. So I hope you all have a good day, and I look forward to being back here with you again next week. Same time, same place for the next episode of the Vibrantly Healthy Mom Show. Bye, everybody.